Hey, hello, good morning, everyone. So, remember one thing, it is not possible to create PO in Ariba. So, always it starts with PR. Once PR is approved, it will be converting into PO only. This may be interview question also, whether we can able to create a PO directly in Ariba. You have to say not possible. If you say it is possible, then you are understood that you did not try and done Ariba. So, it is not possible. Always it starts with PR. Even if you try to change the PR, you are going to change the PO also. If you are changing PO, it is going to change the PR in the backend. So both PR and PO are interlinked. As we discussed, after PR is approved, and it will go and create a PO and it will be sent to the supplier, and supplier also can access this in via Ariba network. The business network, it will be available. A copy of the invoice also will be, sorry, copy of the purchase order can also be sent to the supplier via email address. Let's go and verify, create one PR. I have a doubt on this particular Ariba system, whether it will allow us to create a PR or not. Let's go and check it. So if you want to search,
Sir, I have a quick question here.
yeah,
Whether it is allowed or not in the PR over here, as we are not integrated with the ERP system in the backend, so we are not able to perform this stuff. Is that correct or I'm not?
to some extent that is correct. So in the backend, it is unable to process it, and we are unable to create. And to some extent, they should be allowing if even backend integration is not required, they made it mandatory. Then Ariba does not care; it will at least create in Ariba itself. So your question answers both. It is possible, it is not possible. It is driven by a parameter. So when you enable certain parameter, so it makes that it has to be created in the backend. So the reason it is failing is it is unable to create in the backend. Why it is failing is it's also because of the accounting informations are not mapped. Let us see. So one or two times
Okay.
it was successful, but some cases it was not successful. Now I am checking for the requisitions which are created for the last 3 weeks and status. I want to state by order status. That means we have completed purchase order creation. Click on search. Unfortunately, nothing is there. I will remove the change to this quarter and click on search. There are 2 POs which were able to successfully created. Against this PR, let's select PR 25652. What kind of a PR? Order. So it is just created. It was post ordered only. It did not created any purchase order. If it is created, it will be showing in this number. Not a problem. Let's go ahead and create purchase requisition. So either you can browse through the catalog and you can able to do that by going to the catalog. As we have seen in another system last time, because catalogs are not visible here. So I'll go and create requisition first. Create requisition. What we want to create? Requisition. So since catalog items are not browsable, I am going to select add non-catalog item. So what is non-catalog item? This is also called ad hoc item. It means you are going to create a purchase requisition where the item information was not already available. In what scenarios it is not available? If you are looking for some item, the catalog is not published by the supplier. However, you came to know via some other method that the price and other information from the supplier or from your PO history or something, you will be able to find it. You're going to enter that item, say computer, for example. I'll select the commodity code, search more, laptop. When I search the commodity code, it should map and give me material group. If it did not give me, it is understood that the mapping is not maintained between UNSPSC commodity codes and your material group in your S/4HANA system. Fortunately, these two are connected. As soon as I selected a commodity code of a laptop, it is going to assign under material group L001 trading material. Next, what is the accounting type? It is being treated as an expense. As we are all aware, Ariba is a indirect PO, where it is going to be charged against some of the accounting information, either expense or capital, or it could be cost center or internal order or WBS elements, any of the accounting information. Material is one, Since computer do not know the pricing, I'm going to give the price for, I want to look for 5 quantities and each one is costing $1,500. Then rest of the fields are testing purpose they have created. We may not be seeing normal requisition. Then is there any other mandatory? Since I have selected item category as a material, this is also dummy purpose somebody created. Mostly you will be only seeing either material or a service. To some extent, you might see the limit accounting type only, not these ones, clothing, accounting, home goods and all, you are not going to see. Someone was okay, that's fine. Then okay. So now I need to know from which supplier this has to be purchased. I'll click on the supplier, let's select, and selecting this one, ED test vendor, Ariba network enabled, that's what they written. Here, if you know the supplier, how he is going to identify. So the part ID of the supplier. So maybe I'm calling as HP, HPQ12345. This is the model number. If there is any additional information against this smart number, maybe I will say 1 TB. So something additional part, supplier partner, auxiliary ID of a supplier partner. Click on add to cart. So this is your line item details. We have added vendor, item, price. If it is a catalog item, you don't need to enter all this price. It will be fetched automatically. Click on proceed to checkout. Now here you are going to fill in the header details of your purchase request. Test 1st July before buyer 7. So this is the request tab. Suppose if I'm creating for another person, generally you will see the wording here as a on behalf of. So when I'm selecting here any other vendor, then I become the preparer. Buyer 7 will become the preparer. Buyer 8 will become the owner of this purchase requisition. So approval flows are all will be based on the user I'm selecting here. In system, the purchase requisition requester is called the owner and preparer. The person who is preparing the requisition is called preparer. If both are different, then you will be seeing the preparer. Otherwise, preparer and requester being same one. So need by date, I want this item by this month end. Item, line item details, and then either you can click on show approval flow. Ariba will check for any validation errors and system will tell you what are all the errors. Accounting cost center not acceptable. GL account is not acceptable. So this is under your line item details. I'll go to the line item and click on action, click on edit. Come down, then you will be having accounting information. GL account is not acceptable. I'm going to select search more. Whenever you are searching, you click on search more and select at least beginning one. Something of these ones. It should be mapping one only. When I go to the cost center, similar way, I'll select one of the cost center. And similarly, click on OK. Now you see this, it is cleared those errors. Now buyer 4 will be added as a watcher. Purchasing agent has to approve this particular purchase requisition. Now I'll click on submit. The layout also, it's very clumsy layout. Now, I'll go to the right hand side, click on submit. Now, until now, the PR in status of composing, now it will become, what is this one? Submitted status. However, while submitting, cannot be sent to external system because connection failure has occurred. Let's give a try one more time. So it is compulsory posting that all the purchase requisition has to be mapped to backend system. So maybe someone is testing on this system. So give me a second. I will try to log on into another system to show you complete process. Okay. Now I have logged into another system. Let's go to the child. We'll try to create the same kind of requisition. So when I go to the child system. Okay. Now I'll go to the catalog. As I mentioned, either you can browse through the catalog, add to the cart and complete it. Otherwise, you can click on non-catalog item also. Here it is showing the catalog item. Let us create how we are creating for non-catalog item. Non-catalog item, item description, laptop, commodity code. I'll search for the laptop. So here material group it did not pick. So I will not able to select this item. So I will be selecting some other item. I'll search for the laptop again, or I'll search for computer. This is also not there. This is clearly misusing of system. The name should be something of a commodity code, not like Muller or somebody. That is the name of the person. So if they don't know basic things, they should not be testing anything. They have messed up with commodity code. So I was able to select one item, automatically it has created. IT hardware and relevant material group has been captured. It is going to charge under cost center material as we looking for 5 quantity and 1,500 US dollars. Okay. Update amount 7,500 US dollars. Here I'm going to select the vendor. New Delhi Corporation. Enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 TV. Click on add to cart. Same process like how we have created in the purchase requisition earlier. And here also we filled in the line item detail. We have added the vendor. And either I can review my cart and I can add additional items also. It is possible that you can able to add purchase requisitions from multiple suppliers also. When I go to continue shopping, this is a non-catalog item. Now I'm going to create some catalog item. Maybe I will be selecting this iceberg rough sheet or something. 99 US dollars, add to cart. No partitions are there. That's fine. So this supplier is not available. Let's select some other item. Accommodation furniture. Add to cart. Now there are 2 items I have added. This will come from another vendor. This will come from another vendor. So here when I'm adding it, the system did not ask me part number and other detail because it fetched already. It knows that supplier is this, price is this one, $899, and part number, every information is available. I'll click on proceed to checkout. Now I will put the title, PR demo, 1st July. Then as here you remember in another scenario we were seeing requester, but here it is showing us on behalf of. So these are all customizable. You need to inform Ariba at the time of implementation what field you want to visible. The name can be changeable also. Requester is a meaningful, that is better than creating an on behalf of, but on behalf of OBO also called, it is a standard out of the box field name. So if you want to customize and put it as a requester, that is also possible. To some extent, that was a good idea. And Oran et al. So when I want this item, 31st July, when I look at two line items, we will be able to see, I want to select the second line item. You remember, we will be having an issue with accounting information. So to validate this, before I check this one, I'm going to select item and click on edit details. Value item category must be mentioned. So this is basically a material because office chair. Once I enter this one, rest of the details, it is automatically pulled it. Click on OK. Similarly, I will verify for the laptop, which I have just added. I'll click on edit details. So the manually added one, the system is giving one error, 1001, because I created for the 3000. Ship to should be of a 3000 plan. And this is also fine. Click on OK. Now, when I click on approval flow, the system will validate if there are any problems in this particular purchase requisition and throws an error. If there is no errors, we will be seeing the approval flow. See here, 4 users has to approve. Once we complete the one scenario, then I'm going to explain how this has been picking up. Oran et al. Why the Oran et al. Is coming? Request org needs to be approved. So there is a rule which was created that the person who is creating the requisition has to approve. Here, maybe, as I mentioned, if I'm adding another user, that person has to approve. That is what it is coming. Second, supervisor must approve. Oran et al. Supervisor is key user one. He has to approve. Then third is purchasing agent must approve. Last one, purchasing manager must approve. This is also purchasing agent, here purchasing manager. A standard approval flow looks like this only. The requester and his supervisor and agent. Agent will verify the accounting information or line item details. If everything is not, he will be going to verify. Once he comes on site, it will go to the purchase manager for approval and it will be done. Then I will click on submit. Okay. I mentioned that you can able to create suppliers differently. Here the vendor supplier is New Delhi Corporation. Here direct paper material. So the PR number is PR 4773. One PR I have creating for 2 suppliers. So whether the PO will be created with 1 number or 2 number. Can somebody confirm me? If I create the PO, yeah. Tell me your answer. I did not.
Sir, what was the question?
Question is now I have created
a PO with 1 number.
Exactly. Whether the PO 2 numbers PO will be created or 1 number PO will be created. I mean, 1 PO will be created or 2 POs will be created.
Here it will create only 1 PO because the line items are different here in this PR.
So what was your answer, Vasant?
Create 1 PO and it will have 2 multiple line items in it.
That is your answer. So how about yours, Pankaj?
It should be 2 POs because suppliers are different.
Exactly. That's correct. How about Ravi?
Yeah, the 2 POs.
Yeah, that's correct. So that's the reason I'm asking it. So this will be generic question. When I'm creating 1 PR, it should be creating 1 PO. When the supplier receives the PO and another supplier also receives the PO, with the same number, it will be confusing. So it will be having a unique value for the supplier. Then the PO also will be created 2 POs, one with a different supplier. There is one more scenario where the Ariba will create multiple POs would be delivery location. When I go to action, a line item and click on edit details, this is your delivery location. It is going to deliver to the plant 3000 to the user this date and this purchasing group. Maybe I will be having this account, this line item to a different plant because each plant will be having their own document. That time also Ariba will create one more PO. There is one more scenario. Now a catalog item from the same supplier, a non-catalog item from the same supplier will also be created 2 POs. Why? Supplier, they have a different method for the catalog item that will go in a automated process. They don't need to think about, they will be identifying your product and simply they will select it and ship it. Whereas non-catalog item, that he has to verify whether the part number, because it is not there in the catalog. Maybe that requires some customization. It could be any scenario. Or the picking up location may be different. that needs another PO. That's the reason in multiple scenarios, Ariba will create two different POs for one particular purchase requisition. So one time during my experience, one of the time, the user is asking why it created two POs. That is only one, what is called, one supplier only. However, it has created two POs. The person who is handling the ticket, he is not aware why it is created. So he said that we will raise a ticket with Ariba and then they will help us. So Ariba has taken almost 2 months or 3 months. They did not respond. It could be that is a different issue. We'll talk it later. So then I was handled this case. So then that person going on a leave. So I verified this ticket and it is easy. You can able to find out why Ariba has created a multiple POs. I'm going to show you that. Okay. So click on submit. Now view the requisition. If you remember, in upstream, whenever we are creating a purchase or approval flow, when I want to delete that approval flow, if you remember supplier request creation or supplier approval and all, I have to act as that user and I have to approve. Otherwise, that person has to log in into the system, go to the to-do task, and he has to approve it. However, in downstream, it is possible, being a customer administrator, you can override the approval flows. So that's the reason I could able to see the close buttons. So I will able to close from my purchase requisition. And as a best practice is, whenever you're creating a approval flow manually, try to create from the reverse side. From the back side, you have to do it. Why? When ReOpen approves this purchase requisition, email will be triggered to P user. When he approves, it will go to purchasing one. When he approved, it will go to purchasing manager. Now, if I close this button, immediately a notification will go to P user one. Hey, purchase requisition is waiting for your approval. To avoid these mails, when I close from here, he will never receive any email because until this agent is approved, only that person will receive. So that's the best practice. You have to delete from the right hand side. Then now I am overwriting the approval flows. Instead of going and approving it, I am overwriting the approval flow by removing it. Now from your submitted status, it becomes approved. Again, this is a temporary status. When you click refresh, click on refresh. Now you see ordering status. This is also a temporary status before order will be created. Now click on refresh. Click on refresh. Order. You see, this is the final stage. So, I mean, order means you are confirmed that purchase order has been successfully created. Now I'll go to the history. I will show you why it has created another PO. A new order has been created because the supply location has changed. So that is also one of the reasons. So you don't need to depend anybody. When you click on view detail, line item number 2, a new order has been created. The system knows that line item 1 it has created, but when it is creating a line item 2, a new order has been created because it is going to come from a different supply location. So that you can find from the history of a purchase requisition. You can see PR submitted for approval. This person deleted. If it is approved, you are going to see 412 approved. Suppose if I act as a user and I approve it, you will also see that information here. Who is the user and who is the real user? That information also you will be finding here. So everything is tracked. You cannot escape or you cannot hide any information which you are performing in Ariba. Now, Ariba has created a purchase order number 1832, 1833. So one of you is asking, it could be because of the purchase order number. So if Ariba do not require your ERP's PO number, this is how the PO numbers will look like. PO 1832, 1833, 4-digit numbers. Suppose if it is integrated with your backend system, you might be seeing PO number starting with 4 series, around 10 numbers you will be seeing. That is when the purchase order number is coming from your backend system. Now in the PR, now the status is ordered. I can go to the orders tab. Then the system will tell me what are all the orders. So PO 1832 and 1833. When I click the order number, it will take me to the purchase order screen. Now, when I go to the purchase order screen, you see here PO 1832. I get an option to change my PO, cancel my PO, receive my PO, close. Close means without performing anything, you want to close a purchase order. That is a method. You can print. Suppose if you want to send a physical copy of this PO to the supplier, you can click on print. resend to supplier. Most of the cases, this button will not be available for the other users. When you say resend to the supplier, it might create version 2. PVR 14773, version 2 will be created. Let's click on resend and I will cancel it. You can specify, for example, if the supplier is saying that, boss, I have not received my email. When you verify it, this is the mail address maintained, doc.manishkumar@gmail.com. This person might have received the email. But however, your supplier is saying that that person is handling for a different account. Can you please share it to me? Then you enter the other person's name and put some mandatory also. It is also asking why you are sending it because it is going to create a version. You mention that details. Comments visible to the supplier. Add that visual. Since Mahesh is handling for different account, Manish is handling for different account, sending this to the particular salesman for processing my order. You can mention like that detail and you can send it to the supplier. I'll cancel it. Okay, now in order stream, what you're going to see, same, your purchase requisition ID, line item detail. When you click on detail information, you should be able to see all your line item detail which was sent during requisition creation. So with this, we have completed purchase requisition process. Any questions?
No, sir. We can go ahead with the next.
Now the next part, to do the goods receipt. So I'm going to perform receive. If you remember, I was explaining you, Ariba will create a composing. And let me go to. So day before the session, I was saying that you will be having, once completely received, the status will update it to received. If it is partial, you are going to see the status as receiving. Ariba will create a composing status receipt document. Once you completely do the full quantity, then you won't see the composing status receipt. So that's what I'm going to show you now. I'll go back to Ariba. I'll click one step back. Undo any changes. Let's open my requisition again. I'll go to home page. Click on purchase requisition or an order also. PR demo 1st July. This is PO. So let's clear it 1832. Now I am in order screen. When I go to the receipts tab, this is what I was mentioning. RC2095, which is showing as a composite. Either I can click this document here or clicking from here, both are same only. So if I click on RC2095, the document is already ready. Click on edit. Now you can click on accept all quantity. If there are multiple line items or multiple quantity, you can click on all quantities. For this PO, I will be doing full quantity. So what is the accept all quantity? System will enter total quantity 7,500. Let us do the partial also. Let's do 5,000 quantity has been received now. I am saying value basically. So it is accepting by amount. Okay. Some reason the value is accepting as the amount accepted. Update 5,000. It is not showing quantity. Some reason they have configured to receive by amount. When I click more. Never mind. So now 1,500 is the prices, right? So I will be selecting 4,500. So 3 quantities. Update 4,500. This option will be available if you remember in MM or ERP solutions also. When you do a partial receiving in MIGO screen, the remaining quantities, if you are expecting that you are not going to receive it, you are going to close at the time of receiving it. So that option is available here. Suppose this quantity I have placed for 5. Unfortunately, this is showing different. More. So these are all the fields. Generally, we will be seeing by quantity only, 5 quantity. But I don't know whether this setup has been done to receive by amount by default. Suppose now this is 3 quantity. 2 quantities I am not going to receive means I can close my purchase order by selecting this option and I can close my partial receiving also. However, I want to show you the remaining receipt also. That's why I'm keeping 4,500. Clicking on submit. This approval flow tab, it will also show you. Click on home page, which will also show you what is the approval needed for this particular receipt. I'll go to the receipt 2095. What is the status? Receiving is also approved. The same way, go to the tab. You can see receiving is approved. Go to the summary. Suppose if you're having external integration of this one, so remember here you will be having one more document ID or reference ID. That is nothing but your SAP ERP's reference ID will also be populated here. And this status will be in processing until it gets a response from your ERP system. That is for your information only. If there is no integration or anything is needed, then you can see the substatus. Processed means it is completed. And here you will also see approved. Approved means your request also approved. Now I'll go back to the PO number. By selecting PO number, I'll go to the purchase order screen. Similarly, I'll go to the receipt. Now, one more composing status will be showing. So I'll click on RC2097. Click on edit. The system will tell you what was previously accepted amount, 4,500. Now I will enter the remaining quantity. So what is remaining quantity? 3,000. Click on update totals. So if it is a quantity-based PO, when you completely receive, you don't need to close that item because automatically Ariba will close that particular purchase order. Click on submit. Continue to receive an order. So now order details have been completed. I'll click on the PO number to take you to the PO screen. Now go to the receipt tab. You see now there is no more, what is this one? Composing status document will be visible. So that means Ariba has completed all the receipt. Now there is a problem. So instead of accepting one quantity, I have accepted two quantities. If it is a composing status, I can edit and I can do my changes. But now there is no composing status, and also I don't see receiving button anymore. So how do I do the reversal of this transaction? For that reason, you have to go to select the copy of the PO number. You have to do that from manage screen. So go to the manage. What you want to do? Manage the receipt. Enter order ID. When I say without entering order ID and click on search, the system will show me all the open goods receipt. Needs receiving, all these receipts will be shown. I'll be filtering it by my PO number, PO1832. Click on search. Why it is not showing? Because no more quantity is available for doing a goods receipt. But however, when I click on all button and search for that item, system will show you the receipts against that particular PO. Now I can select reopen the order. Then Ariba will create one more composing status. This receipt when submitted will close the order for receiving as a close order of yes. That's fine. So here when I open this quantity, now Ariba has created one more composing document number RC2098. If you want to see that information, go back to the PO by clicking on PO number. Go to the receipts tab. You will be seeing another composing. So Ariba, when I click edit, if I want to reverse that one quantity, most of the cases what we will be going to do when I enter 1,500 and I can click on update total showing as a rejected. But Ariba treats when you enter this quantity, it thinks that you have received 6 quantities. Amount rejected also one of the quantity. For reversal, what we have to do is put minus 1,500. Click on update total. This way, you are going to perform reversal of your PO quantity. You see here, 7,500. Now it will become total quantity accepted as a 6,000. So I'll click on accept all. Sorry, we are doing a manual receipt, right? We are doing a negative posting, minus 500. Click on update total, 6,000. You can put a reason also. I don't want to close this order. Make sure, click on no and put the comments as fifth quantity not received or returned as package is damaged. You can put whatever the comments. Then click on submit. Or you can click on next just to see who has to approve the approval flow. You verify this information, click on submit also. When you go to the approval flow, receiving manager has to approve it. Click on submit. continue to receive an order. However, this RC12099, which is in composite. Let's open the PO number. To the third receipt, which I just posted, R02098. This is also completed. So -1. So since I have posted -1s, you will be having partial quantity still available. That's the reason it is open one more receiving composing status. I'll go back to the receipt. You could see composing status. The status of your PO also changed to receiving. However, since there are multiple POs, your purchase requisition may not be showing you the correct. When I go to the PR, it will simply say, okay, it is showing as partially receiving also. The PR status also reflected. So this is the system I'm saying, automated system. By looking at my PR, I know that it is not completely received. It is pending for receiving also. If you want to go into detail, you can go to the orders tab, verify the order one. You can also see the status of this one and the status of the other one also. I'll go to PO 1832. I'll either now fifth quantity I'm not going to receive anymore. I will simply close that item. Okay. This is also one of the learning for us. Order closed for receiving. I'm not going to receive anything for order adjusted and closed for receiving. So I'll mention the total quantity to be 4 only from this order. I'm not expecting the balance quantity. You can do that. So we have seen multiple scenarios. Maybe if you are expecting to receive, you can receive and close it, or you can partially close it, or you can close this one also. Now item has been closed. You should be able to see the status of your PO. Then composing also will be not available because we have closed for all the actions. So again, you might be asking why there is an option for close option are still showing. I have closed only for the receiving only. I'm still waiting for the invoice. That's the reason this option is still open. If I do invoicing also not accepting, when I close this order, then this button also will not be available. Clear? Any questions?
Yeah, no.
Shri, on receipt, like we didn't enter the quantity, we are entering amount over there, or?
Yeah, amount only. I don't know. These people has configured to go by amount base. Generally, we'll be going with the quantity. Both options are available. Either you quantity means it is going to split it, or amount also. Amount is the total amount you are going to receive against the PO. The balance quantity will show. In some cases where raw material or something, where you are going to receive by amount means this is useful. Let's see the other PO, whether it is showing by quantity or not, because that is a catalog item. Let's go to the PR. PR 0773. There is one more purchase order in that, right? Let's verify this one. So when I go to PO 1833, I'll go to the receipt, click on RC2096, click on edit. Here you see this one, received by quantity. Now I have ordered for one quantity, amount accepted, one quantity. Now earlier one was amount, but this one is received by quantity. I'm going to say accepted as one quantity, and automatically the statement also, the status also will be moved to closed status. Click on submit. I'm just opening one more time, the PO number 1833, which is of a second PO. When I go to the receipt, it is in composing status. I'm performing a goods receipt for the second order by clicking on edit, accepting the one quantity, received by quantity. One quantity I'm going to accept it. Click on submit. Continue to receive an order. Go ahead.
So we have two options, receive by quantity and receive by amount, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So in catalog item POs, they have configured, they will be receiving by the quantity. Maybe for the non-catalog item, they want to create, that's a kind of a service they may be treating. They want to do by, it is all possible. You can able to configure whether you want to receive by quantity or amount that I'm going to show you this receiving times by commodity cost. That after some topics we are going to discuss on that. Based on the commodity code, you can decide whether you want to receive by quantity or amount. Maybe that is the reason it is behaving like that.
Okay, we'll check that later, right?
Yes. It is going to be covered in coming session. Maybe by tomorrow.
Yep.
So Today I will start with the receiving, purchase, requisition, and receiving. Tomorrow we will discuss on invoicing part. I'll go back to here. So for your exploring purpose, go to requisition, click on search, click on statuses. Understand these statuses. Change the document type to purchase order. Verify the statuses. Go to invoicing. Verify the statuses. Okay. And also verify certain documents and play around also in your system. Fortunately, this may not be, you will not be having the access. So whatever the access you are having, go to the requisition, click on the document statuses. Maybe in the initially it might have done receiving and all. Go to the history tab, you will understand where it went and where it will supply. I want to show you one more thing. So give me a second. Where is your PO? PO 1833. My documents, we should be having our PR number 4773. Why wait version 2 created? See this version 2, I just selected to recent, right? History. Version 2 created. You was closer to ring. Order adjusted. Let's go to denied version 2. I don't want version 2. Not sure. Okay, so what I want to show you is go to the PR 4773, go to the orders tab, go to PO 1832. When you go to the history, PR history itself, go to the history. Here you can see order PO was successfully sent to Ariba Network, New Delhi Corporation, was successfully sent to this supplier also. When I clicked on order details, I should also see receive PM. So sometime email address, if it is there, it will show you the detail I thought to show, but it is not showing. How about this one? New Delhi Corporation. Okay. So let's click on New Delhi Corporation. Visit PR 4773 to show you the supplier. When you click on this supplier, then supplier master will be shown. Locations, you need to click on supplier location, New Delhi. And here, this is the email address. So from where that email address is going is under this email address, the supplier will be receiving it. So this is for the New Delhi Corporation. And second direct supply is, when I click this one, go to the locations. This is the location. Under here, it is going to go to vishalcake2000@gmail.com. The supplier can have multiple locations available. As we discussed in supplier creation time, I can have multiple locations. That means I may be located in Delhi, I may be located in Chennai. So at the time of purchase requisition, you need to select the relevant location of the vendor so that you are going to place that item to that particular location. That is also possible.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss on invoicing part. Any other questions?
This backend PR and PO numbers will be same or will it be?
Here it is not sent to
How does it-
backend system. Here it did not send to backend system. If Ariba has been configured to send to backend system, you can decide whether you want to use the PO number created in Ariba to the backend. Most of the cases, the scenario would be before ordering status, Ariba will send the purchase requisition information to ERP system. ERP will create a purchase order. 99% that is the case. Then it will revert back with the PO number. So whatever ERP has created a PO number, that PO number will be used in Ariba also. Instead of using the PO 4-digit number, we'll be using that 4-digit number from your ERP system. Even if you will find this, when I go to select purchase order, click on search number. Click on search. All the PO numbers will be displayed here. These are all contract-based invoices. These are all created in Ariba. Let's remove no choice. Click on search all. Click on order ID. Unfortunately, these people are having only. I want to show if it is a 4 series in there or not. So here it was configured to send only Ariba created POs only. It is not integrated to backend system. That's why we are not seeing the PO numbers. PO18, P.
Is all this PO number data is sent via CXML or how? What is the medium
It
of?
will send by CSV. So your ERP has to receive this in IDA. That will be done by your whichever the tool, integration tool you are using. If it is CAG or custom integration tool, that tool will convert the data from CSV to IDA. If it requires CXML, from CSV to CXML, from CXML to IDA, or if your system can read CXML document, then the integration tool will convert that items. But Ariba sends only CSV format.
Only CSV for the PR and POs,
That's correct.
not CXM. Okay.
CXML also possible, either CXML or CSV. How your integration tool requires, accordingly Ariba will send. In some cases, it sends CXML. That is, maybe let me take that query and I'll get back to you tomorrow. Even I'm not sure whether it is going to send CXML or I think CXML only it is going to send. So Ariba it will go to CXML. Your ERP will receive that in a IDA.
Okay. Because this is real time, right? It happens pretty fast.
Yes, it's
And
real.
also back. Okay.
Immediately
CSV
now,
is mostly.
whatever your ERP system will receive a copy and can able to view that in backend system. So that is called direct connectivity. And the PO number sent to the supplier, you're seeing the message. In the network also, they will see immediately, and there is no delay or anything. As soon as you get a status updated in your history that PO sent to the supplier successfully, then the supplier have received this PO in his network also. Clear?
Yeah, thanks.
We'll connect tomorrow when I stay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, can you do me a favor by customizing my window? Actually, I'm unable to find this catalog option on my screen.
Yeah, that's what I told you. No? So in that system, even I don't have access. That's the reason I'm accessing from another site.
Okay.
For the demo purpose, we were showing it. In previous classes, we were running the old videos and showing it, but now I have access to this particular site. That's the reason I'm showing.
Okay.
So for your learning purpose, go to the requisition tabs and find out the old history and just check the flows only, how it was created, what is the line item, accounting information, that information.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you all. We'll connect tomorrow.
Thank you.